Good evening all, this is Tom here. I've been working on some 3D printing this weekend. Had some success and some others didn't work. But these were the ones that were successful so far. And the ones in the back, I'll zoom in a little bit there. They're for my NCE lighteds. They're holders, and I mount them underneath the layout, and then slide the NCE lighted circuit board in there, and then it holds that up so there's not dangling down. And so that's those. There's 28 of them there. I can make 28 at one time, and that's those. And then the other thing I designed was this signal building for the side of the railroad. You put them near turnouts, and it has controls inside there. It's kind of hard to see, they're a little wet. There's panel door on the back there, and also I'll turn it around on the front. It's hard to see it, but there's door there, and then I have a little antenna on the top. So I made 8 of them in one shot, but the 8th one didn't print. I don't know why. So maybe I didn't have it on the build plate, on the template properly, I don't know. So I'll have to wait and see. But those are the signal buildings. I'm not sure what color I'm going to make them. I might just leave them black. The other ones I bought, this is what inspired me, was the ones I bought were metal ones, and the doors and the panels were not on them when they came, so you had to like glue them on, and they didn't fit right, and I didn't like the way they looked, and they're real thin, so they don't stand up that well. So I made these a little more square so they would stand up better. And so that's what inspired me to make these. They're not the same, but they're similar, but they have the same functionality. So that's those. And then let's go over to here, and in here is my attempts to make container cars. The red one in the background there is supposed to be a 40-foot container. And if I take it out and bring it up close, as you can see, that's not 40 foot. I don't even think that's 40 foot in N scale. So what happened was, for some reason, it started printing, and I watched it, and I saw it start to come up, and I said, oh great, it's working. And then about an hour later it was finished, and there was nothing stuck to the build plate. It just stuck in the bottom of the rosin bin. So I don't know why that happened. So that's what happened. So I said maybe because it was standing up straight, and I put it in Tinkercad and I couldn't get it to rotate, so I sent it down to Jim Tedusco, and then he was gracious enough to flip it over to its side. And then my first attempt was this piece, and that's all that printed on the 40-footer when it was laying flat, that thin piece. And I thought, well, maybe I didn't have enough rosin in the bin, for it to formulate the whole thing. So I cleaned out the bin. Then I decided to try printing the 40-footer again with the new rosin I got. And this is the black attempt. A nice flat piece. Nothing. And that was stuck to the bottom of the rosin bin. So I go, so I made a 20-foot container also, I designed, and that one didn't print properly. It started printing and it finished, but it didn't complete. It's a little off. The one end is a little narrower than the other end. If I pick it up and bring it closer to the camera, you might be able to see. It's hard to tell, but I can tell looking at it, it has a curve in the roof. So I'll use it. I'll just put it on the layout somewhere. And but I really want to get them made properly, so I sent the STL files and a note to Anycubic support. They're pretty good. They didn't get back to me yet, but it's the weekend, so I expect something maybe Monday or Tuesday from them, because they're over in Japan, I think, and that's what that is. So here's another thing that failed to print for me. I designed a little building and everything on the front came out good, but then we went to the side and that's where it got all deformed, and the back didn't print right, and then the other side, let's get over to there, you know, that started okay, and then on the left hand side there, the door and that corner is bad. Now this might have been when I was having trouble with the printer when I first got it. The slicer software that Anycubic sent wasn't working, and I had to put a firmware upgrade on it, and ever since then it's been printing for the most part. But these two containers, I don't know why they're not printing. I have a program on my computer called 3D, what is it called? 3D Builder. Yeah, it's 3D Builder. It's a free software from Microsoft. And you import your STL file into this 3D Builder program, and it will determine if you have any errors in your STL file. When I imported the two containers into that program, no errors. So what I'll do is take that building and import it into there and see if it has any errors. This signal building, I put it through the 3D Builder software, and it found an error. You just click on the button and then it corrects the error, and then you save it back as an STL file, and then I imported it back into my 3D slicer program and then sliced it, and then that was able to print it. So they came out pretty good. The only thing that I had a problem with is I decided to put them through the washer that I have, and then I put it in the curing station. Well, I should have let them dry out from the washing for a while, but what happened was they all stuck to the bottom because the curing station gets really hot, and it just crystallized, and I had to scrape these things off at the bottom of the cleaner, which was a pain in the neck. So you learn as you go, I guess. And that's it. So I've been working on the wiring. We'll go over to the train room. I'll show you a little bit. Up here, there are two signals. I got these terminal blocks there, 4 terminals, and then I screw the wires from the signal into the one side of that terminal block, and then the light it, once I get that, goes on the other side, and then 2 wires from the light it go to the bus line, which is those connectors right there waiting for it. That's my DCC bus line, strictly for all my signaling. I call that block district number 5, and he goes all the way around the layout up on the top here, and he's down on the 2nd level and third and the 1st level. He's on the helix. That's the only block that I run all the way around as one. The other blocks are all individual. Like in my, this is my EB1s, and they're all the block districts, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I have another one, well, it's behind my JMRI panel right now. Can't see it, but they're the first 5 districts there. So, and that keeps short outs and stuff like that. So I got to get more EB1s for the upper level districts. What I done is there's a snubbers there for the end of the bus line, and I label all my bus lines BD12, so that's block district 12. Here's BD5, block district 5, and etc. So that's that, and just been doing some odds and ends with the signals and everything. Like here on level on the helix, like there's a signal and there's the wires there. I got to get some more terminal blocks, some more signals. I got holes drilled for let's see, where are they? Right there. I use straws through the hole, that way the wires slide through a lot easier. And there's signal there, there's signal up there, there's a train there sitting there. I was just testing out running on the tracks, stuff like that. So that's what the 3D printing is for, to make the holders for that, and we'll go from there. So this is Tom, and everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.